Hey guys, John Dav here. Welcome back. What I'm going to talk about today is what enabled me to make time to learn Swift and learn how to code in order to release my first game on the App Store. We'll talk about all my strategies after the intro. I'll see you there. First thing we need to do when we talk about making time is we need to define why we are making time for this thing. It can't just be like we want to do something, right? We have to know what it is we want to do and more precisely why we want to do it and the value that this idea will give to us in the future. I'll keep referring back to my own journey creating my game Zeroed. When I set out to create Zeroed, the goal for me, I wanted to learn how to write code, and I wanted to publish a game on the App Store. It was just a way for me to create something, right? To express my creativity and challenge myself and see if I can learn this relatively difficult concept of coding. That was the goal for me. And then the value that I got out of it was the knowledge of obviously learning some ability of writing in Swift, but also it gave me the confidence to say that I can learn difficult things. I can step up to a challenge and accomplish a really challenging project and complete it. And by doing that, I was able to find a certain value in this task. So having these ideas just kind of roughly shaped in my head when I set out to do it, I think helped me define the goal and the value, which then allowed me to make the time for it. Because without having the value there, without understanding why you're doing something and what it's for, it's very easy to just put it off because it's just another thing on your to-do list. But when you know why it's there and what you're going to ultimately get out of this, it makes it easier to see that if you take the time that you would have spent on this thing and put it to something else, it makes it easier to see that you're taking time away from something that is actually valuable to you. You're taking time out of something that you've spent time thinking about and you spent time defining and understanding that this is something that's valuable to you. And now you're taking your time away from it and spending that time on something else. So that something else that you're spending time on, you now have to determine, is this more valuable than the item that I want to do? Right? So making time is all about that choice. We all have the same amount of time in the day, so you can't make more time. You have to make the time that you have available to the thing that you want to do. And I think that is the key to making time. But there's more nuance to that because there are a number of reasons why we have roadblocks or traps or pitfalls or stumble on our way, why we can't actually succeed in taking this time and making it. So I think the biggest and most obvious reason is that we are very easily distracted. Distractions. They're everywhere. Whether it's the latest series on Netflix that you want to binge watch, or the new game for the Xbox, or maybe you have kids and they're constantly coming in with questions or things that need your attention. Maybe you have to work extra hours to just pay your bills. So there's even less time for a side project. In order to combat this, you're going to have to come up with a strategy. The biggest thing that I can recommend is you need to have something that will keep you accountable. One thing that you can do is block off a specific amount of time each day or each week for the item that you want to do. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, especially at first. In fact, sometimes just small amounts of time at first can be better because it's easy to wrap your head around, I want to do this thing for a half hour today. But the other big thing is having conversations with the people in your life that are important to you, having them understand that you are focusing on this task, whatever it is, whether it's learning something new, exercising, you have this time that you've scheduled for yourself. If it helps, you can even, there's apps that will allow you to share your calendar with a significant other or a friend, and they will know that, oh, it's this time of day, it's this time of week, John's busy. So if you block off that time and you tell the people in your life that this is sacred time to you, it will help. It's not a guarantee that it will prevent distractions from coming, but it will at least help, and it will give you a reason to say no to something. The other thing is, sometimes you just have to sleep less. When I was writing the code for Zeroed, my wife and my kid would go to sleep, and I'd stay up an extra hour or two, and I'd just sit and code. And yeah, I was tired the next day. I didn't get as much sleep, but sometimes that's the sacrifice you have to make. It depends on your own circumstances, right? It depends on how much you currently are able to sleep and whether you can give up an extra hour or not. That's really going to be up to your own circumstance and where you are at life, and also the value of sleep versus the value of the thing you want to do. Sleep is a valuable thing to most people, and giving up an hour of sleep can really affect your mood and your personal relationships. It's something that you really have to consider. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope you liked this video. I hope you're enjoying the videos that I'm making. I would love to see if you could like, comment, subscribe, and of course, share this on the social medias with all of your friends and family so that they can too also learn, and hopefully they too can make time for the things that they are struggling to find time for. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next week.